This is the view from the room at the Hilton in Gyeongju. That's some kind of like kids amusement place. Oh, look, there's a bridge right there. You can see the bridge. There's actually people walking on it. It's about 7:30 in the morning. There's people walking on that bridge. Look at that. So let me see if I can zoom in. You see people walking on the bridge. And there's an ocean right there, or I guess I'm assuming that's the ocean. Boats. There's a pool, garden, trees, lots of nature. Hopefully we'll see more of the hotel a little later. There's another building over there. I don't know what that is. I noticed there are two different kinds of plugs at the Korean hotels. There's this one here that's got this one here that's got the multi-plug, various different international formats, and also a US plug can go in here. This is 220 volt only. And then also most of the Korean plugs seem to be these round plugs that only certain kind of, well, like I couldn't plug this one in because it's got the round plug. Yeah, the round plug wouldn't go in here. This is only for US plugs and other international plugs. But the majority of the plugs seem to be using this round one. You have to get so you'd have to get an adapter or make sure your maybe your surge protector or outlet can support this one. But if you at least have a few of these, you'll be fine. You could also buy a protector or an extension that has multiple plugs for convenience. So if you bought a unit like this, which is like an international multi-plug adapter, I mean, this won't even fit in here. Well, it kind of barely fit, but no, it doesn't go in because of the way this is recessed. It doesn't go in. So an adapter like this, if this is all you had, then you'd only basically have only one plug in the whole hotel room. But me, I have an extension with multiple plugs, a 250 volt version of this that I had purchased years ago. So I'm able to plug in multiple units. And this is how the room looks. It's I believe that's a king size bed. It's got a desk. It's got a view of the outside that you just saw. A couple of extra chairs and a round table. The restroom looks kind of typical. It's got heated toilet seats, shower, dual shower head. They also provide blow dryers, iron. You can make coffee and tea here. They even give you some Chivas Regal. What is that, whiskey? Extra cost, of course. Yeah, so this is the round plug I'm talking about. You have to have appliances or units with this kind of plug. Look at all these additional contacts here and here. I'm not sure what all that's for. As an electrician, I wonder what you would advocate for. Which is your preferred voltage, 110 or 220, and what kind of style plug? Because many countries use different types of plug types. And this is how the room looks from this angle. Gonna go have breakfast. breakfast time. Yeah, this is a very crowded place. And it's only about 8:30 in the morning, I think, and it's super crowded. They have like pho, they have dining area, super crowded. People packed in here. This is the most packed I felt having breakfast at any restaurant. Well, not a restaurant, a hotel. You have pho here. There's even like separate dining areas for people. Alright, so here at this pho station, you have to literally like grab everything you want yourself, put it into a bowl, and then you give with all the raw ingredients, and you give the pho to the cook, and then the cook will make it for you and then hands you the final product. So that's different from other places where they give you the pre-prepared. You just tell them what you want, they just give you the pre-prepared pho. So here's my bowl of pho. When I noticed that some of the people here in Gyeongju, the Koreans here in Gyeongju, when you talk to them in Korean, in my Korean at least, they don't seem to understand you. They don't completely understand you, so then you have to, I don't know, you almost have to speak to them in English. They're confused, and they kind of look the other way. Our coffee finally arrived, but he brought the coffee so late that we almost thought that he just forgot us. So we went to go get our own. And at this place, this morning, the breakfast buffet here at Hilton Gyeongju, they placed the seats way too close together. I mean, I feel crowded, like, it's just too close. Whole place like this. Finally found some steamed eggs, salmon, some veggies, avocado. Do you guys ever notice that when using utensils with very narrow necks, it's very difficult to use? Because it keeps spinning in your hands. You can't hold it. You gotta have a wider neck, flatter, wider. Trying to have some salmon here. Add mix it with some avocado. There you go. Got these robots, little serving robots walking around. Picking up trays, I guess. I don't know. Mostly dirty trays, it looks like. A couple of them. Are they actually helpful? I don't know. Talking to a couple of these Westerner European servers, and they said it's really crowded today because it's Sunday morning, and it's about 9 a.m. so it's super crowded, and that's why it's so crowded. Everywhere it's crowded. There's these exclusive rooms at the end over here that I mentioned earlier. And yeah. Got a mini omelet. Whenever they serve omelet, I have to at least taste it, because I know how crazy expensive omelet is over at IHOP. This one's a bit soggy, but it still tastes okay. So they put this little plaque here that says gold member breakfast, but I don't know. They're not giving me any kind of special treatment. The other tables don't have it. Other tables don't have it, but I don't feel like I'm getting any special treatment for being a gold member. I noticed the servers at this particular Gyeongju Hilton, they're less smiley. They don't smile. You may have like one or two that smile occasionally, but the rest, especially the middle-aged women, they just don't smile at all. Even the younger girl, they don't smile. They're too serious. Whereas in Seoul, they just smile more. I noticed at the what do you call it? The Hilton Garden Inn. They smile more. Here, not at all. And obviously, if you go to somewhere like Thailand, yeah, they're smiling all the time. I mean, always smiling. Another thing about the Gyeongju Hilton is if you come here on the weekend, like Saturday, Sundays, super crowded because families are bringing their kids here because it's a local resort or a local little amusement park that they like to take their kids right next to the Hilton. So if you come on a weekend, expect even more kids and more people here. So avoid the weekends. You're gonna come here, and another thing about the Gyeongju city is there aren't a lot of hotels here. There aren't many options in terms of hotels. There's mostly the old traditional Korean guest houses. So you're not gonna get a lot of options. They prohibit they prohibit a lot of new buildings because they're trying to retain the old traditional look and feel and vibe of the city. So it's very difficult to get any new construction done. I guess you can reconstruct old stuff, but not new stuff. But as you saw the other night, there's plenty of restaurants and cafes and side streets and little alleyways you can go, and there's many little cute discoveries and many things that you'll come across just by walking around the small streets. And then you'll come across these giant fields with lush lawns and trees. So there are many surprises. I noticed that the workers here, servers, they don't have a relaxed pace to their work. They just feel constantly hurried and stressed out and like they need to run. I see a lot of them like briskly walking or running across to get their stuff done. Clean things, do things, you know. There are some booths over at the corners and the ends that are better, but those were already used, taken up. So as a Hilton Gold member, they didn't give us better seating. I think our seat location is absolutely pretty bad. I mean, we're just in the middle of the whole restaurant, and it's like super crowded all over us. People are just sitting on top of each other. With the Hilton program, it doesn't really matter how many points you have in order to retain like diamond status. You have to like accumulate a certain number of points every 6 months or a year in order to accumulate diamond status. I mean, you could have millions of points, but if you don't keep adding new points, marginally new points, they'll take your diamond status away and they'll just push you down to gold. That's one bad thing about it. So there are some desserts here that you can only get by asking the person, the chef behind the counter, to give it to you. Like some of these apple crumbles, persimmon, mousse, macaro, and chestnut tiramisu. These are not self-serve. Special request only. They got one of the apple crumbles. This is the apple crumble. I've never had this before. There's tons of other pastry options here. So many. Salted butter caramel muffin. All this stuff. Bread pudding. And you go to any of these Korean cafes here and it's going to cost you, I don't know, at least a few bucks for each one of these. But here it's all you can eat in the morning. Rice balls. And lots of salad. Yeah. Bacon. The sausages are okay. You have a pho station here. You have a noodles, japchae, rice, bulgogi, chicken. Looks like tofu. Yeah, here's a pho station where you provide a bowl of what you want with the ingredients, and then he cooks it for you. And morning breakfast, morning cereal, and your choice of some juices. They don't have any apple juice. They have orange juice, Yakult, and water, but no apple juice. I'm not sure what the attraction with these apple fritters are. I mean, they're not that. I mean, they're just. It's just sugar. I mean, you got slices of apple that are super sweet and caramelized, and you have like some bread type topping. So I'm not sure what the attraction with this classic American dessert is. Here's my last cappuccino for breakfast. So at this particular Hilton in Gyeongju, they don't allow you to take your drink to your room. At other Hiltons, they will allow it. You can just take your cup right up to your room, or they'll provide to-go cups for you. Here they have no to-go cups, and you must drink it here in the cafe restaurant. And that's that. So a couple of interesting things we notice about this particular Hilton in Gyeongju is they do have special fruits and desserts behind glass counters that you have to request specifically from the employees here. And also the coffee you're not allowed to take up, and they don't provide to go. So they are a little more strict about some of the food items. And obviously even here they don't provide you the access to the coffee machines for self-serve. You have to ask a person behind the coffee counter, like a barista, for your coffee, and they'll make it for you. So those are the peculiarities at this particular Hilton. In Korea, if you want to get around using their cab system, you could either hail the cab directly from the street, or you can use Kakao T, spelled K-A-O-K-A-O, and then the letter T. But the problem with Kakao T is you have to, well, yeah, it's a separate app from Kakao Talk or Kakao Maps. So there's separate applications for this. There's also Naver, N-A-V-E-R Maps, which is also very popular and good. Google Maps runs on a limited basis. Anyways, back to Kakao. For cab services, you can hail the cabs directly from the street by waving your arm, or you can use Kakao T, which is the most popular. The problem with Kakao T, which connects you with all the cab services, is that it's in Korean. There is an English mode, but it's limited, I guess. So you have to do your best to try to use it. I heard, or from what I understand, it's pretty obvious where you're supposed to indicate where you are and where you want to go to. It's kind of obvious, so I don't think the language may not be a barrier. There's also an Uber cab you could use, which is merely a middleman service between you and the cab companies, because there is no peer-to-peer cab or driver service here, because all the cab drivers got together. They did a big protest, and they banned Uber rides. Now Uber just serves as a communication service company that goes between you and the taxi drivers. But if you use Uber, everything is in English, which makes it convenient. But the bad side is that you're going to pay like a premium. I don't know what exactly the premium is, 10, 20, 30%, I don't know. But you're going to pay more than what you normally would through Kakao T or through the normal cab. If you use Kakao T, what you pay is exactly what you would pay if you hail the cab directly. And with Kakao T, you can pay through the app or pay the cab driver directly. Somehow, I guess it's the same thing. I don't know. But so I guess generally speaking, you want to try to use Kakao T if you want to save money. But if you want the convenience of English app, then you can use Uber cabs in Korea. But you're going to pay maybe 10 to 30, 40% more. I'm not sure exactly what the premium is, but you're going to pay more. There are these booths available too at the breakfast service, but you might have to come early in the morning to get one of these. This is the bar or sitting area right outside the breakfast cafeteria area. There's a piano, Daewoo piano. And also here at this particular Hilton, they did not provide any special coupons or vouchers for free drinks like they did over at the Hilton in Seoul, or like they did in other Hilton or Doubletrees in other cities. They'll provide some kind of drink vouchers. Here in Gyeongju, nothing. Giant vase. Is this a real vase though? I'm not sure what this is made of. There's a directory to the Hilton Gyeongju. Squash court, fitness center, sauna, barbershop. I think these are, you got to pay for all these. Yeah, the other funny thing about this place is that you have to pay to use the pool. And as a member of Hilton, I can only use the pool once per day, one incident per day. The fitness center you can use, but I think the other places you gotta pay to use. Like the sauna, you have to pay to use. Look at the view from this room. For being a gold member of Hilton, they give you this. They left us this cake in the fridge. And as I said earlier, what I can tell from the Hilton in Gyeongju in Korea, basically the benefit of being a gold member is that they leave you this cake. They leave a little card on your breakfast table. It's indicating that you're a gold member, but our seat that they provided us wasn't good. Actually, it was in the middle of. It was kind of crowded, the area that they seated us, and beyond that, there really isn't a privilege. That's basically it. They upgraded our room to a better view, and in order to maintain that status, you gotta continue to add points to your account, regardless of how many points you already have. So if you're a diamond member, for example, which is the next level up, even though you may have enough points to be a diamond, but unless you continue to add points on a regular basis, you'll lose your diamond status, which is a bummer. I think in Thailand, because we were diamond status, they left some chocolate and some other things in the room. They left a pretty bouquet or something like that, or some kind of arrangement. And then during breakfast, they would regularly give us a special tea just for diamond members. And I believe gold and diamond members also get complimentary breakfast and internet service in your room. But you have to be a diamond member in order to get access to the executive lounge. And so because I'm not a diamond member, only a gold, I don't have access to the executive lounge, where it's kind of like a business center. And they also serve snacks and food at the executive lounge business center.